Hey guys, my name is Mike, and this is Math Tutoring with Mike. Hey, before we jump into our video, there are just a few things that I would like to review with you. The first thing is that I want to implore that at the end of this video, by the time that you reach the end of this video, I want to make sure that you understand the principles that we went over today in this video. So if you have to stop the video at any point in time, that you're confused, or if you have to rewind, I really want to suggest that you do that. The second thing is that after you've reached the end of this video, that you actually go back and try solving the example problems on your own. Doing this, I find, is very important with cementing the theories and cementing the understanding, that you actually understand what was reviewed. So, thirdly, chances are you came to this video with a specific problem that you had. If at the end of this video you realize that I have not addressed the specific problem that you are looking to solve, I invite you to leave me a comment or shoot me an email with your specific problem or specific question. And you have my word, I'll do my best to either preparing another video or reaching out to you personally how to solve that particular problem. Anyway guys, so on to our video. In this video today, we're going to take a look at how to multiply fractions. How to multiply fractions. And just to recap, when we think of a fraction, we think of a fraction having a form of a number on the top, a number on the bottom, and in this instance, the number on the top would be the numerator, and the number on the bottom would be the denominator. There are three types of fractions that we'll focus on today. The first of them being a proper fraction. And just to recap or to explain, a proper fraction is where you have the denominator smaller than. I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. A proper fraction is where you have the numerator. The value of the numerator is smaller than the value of the denominator. So that's the proper fraction. An improper fraction now is where you have the value of the numerator bigger than the value of the denominator. And then a mixed fraction, hopefully you've seen it, but a mixed fraction is now where you have a combination of a natural and a fraction. So a combination of both a natural number and the fraction part of it. And we'll see that this mixed fraction will turn out to be an improper fraction. We're going to see that as we go through the example problems today and just solving how to multiply fractions, okay? So let's take a look at multiplying proper fractions at first. So when we multiply proper fractions, and let's just put an example here. When we multiply proper fraction, you know what, let me put two different numbers. That way you can not get confused at all. How about we put 2 over 4? Okay, so when we multiply proper fractions, what we want to do is we want to multiply all of the numerators together. And then we want to multiply all of the denominators together. And once we do that now, we say 3 times 2 is equal to 6. 5 times 4 is equal to 20. So our problem today would be 6 over 20. So the answer to this problem would be 6 over 20. And really, when we multiply fractions, it's this simple. It's that simple. all we want to do is multiply all of the numerators together, equal a product, which is 6, and then we want to multiply all of the denominators together. We multiply 5 times 4, we get 20. It's that simple. So that's multiplication of a proper fraction. Why don't we go ahead and do another problem? It's another simple problem. How about we do 4 over 5 times 1 over 3? Okay, so once again, we want to multiply all of the numerators together, and then that's going to be over, we multiply all of the denominators together. You know what, why don't we go ahead and do, let's just continue. 5 times 3. And that would be 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 3 is 15. If we had added another value here, 4 fifths times 1/3 times 1/2, let's create a different one, just so you'll understand. When we solve our problem now, it'll actually be 4 times 1 times 2, all over 5 times 3 times 4. And when we work that out, we see that 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. That's over 5 times 3 is 15, 15 times 4 is 60. So this one was a little bit more intricate or involved, but at least you can see the principle. The principle still holds true. Okay, so to recap, when we're multiplying fractions, we want to multiply all of the numerators together, and then at the bottom we want to multiply all of the denominators together, and whatever that answer is, whatever the product is, that's going to be our answer. So that's the proper fraction. If we look at now an improper fraction, the procedure, it's pretty much the same. Let's look over 9. Pretty much a similar procedure. 9 over 4 times 3 over 2. It's the same procedure, right? Where we have 9 times 3 divided by 4 times 2. It's the exact same application. 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 2 is 8. So the answer in this case would be 27 over 8. As you can see, the answer continues to be an improper fraction, but in another lesson, we can learn how to now turn this improper fraction into a mixed fraction. And remember, a mixed fraction is where we have a natural number, and then a fraction part. So if I were to solve this, I would see that the mixed fraction for this would be 3 and 3/8. Okay, so we'll figure it out. We'll get to see exactly how to solve or how to turn how to turn improper fraction into a mixed fraction. Okay, so this is how we solve improper fractions. The same principle or same method as solving proper fractions. The only difference is that the number on for the numerators would typically be larger than the number in the denominator. What happens if you have a proper fraction multiplied by an improper fraction? Well, it's the same application, the same method. 2 times 9, all divided by 3 times 4. Okay, it's the same method. Okay, you're taking these two numbers here, now you're taking these two numbers and putting it at the bottom because there are denominators. Okay, and if we go on to solve our problem, we see that the answer is going to be 18. 2 times 9 is 18, divided by 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, If we go on to solve this problem, turn this improper fraction to a mixed fraction, you see that the answer would be 1 and 6 over 12. Okay, so this is how we solve improper fractions. This is how we multiply improper fraction. Now the last thing we want to see is, how do we solve for mixed fractions? So let's just say we have a mixed fraction here, 2 and 3 over 4. Okay, and let's multiply it by something. Let's do it again. Actually, let's change the problem. I want to show you something. Let's say we have 1 and 1 half times 1 and 1 half. I want you to take your calculator out. I want you to get your calculator out. Once you have it, I want you to enter in 1.5 times 1.5, and then press equal. Press enter. What answer did you get? It should be 2.25, but let's just make sure. Yep, it is 2.25. Okay, and if we know anything about converting decimals to fractions, we would know that would be 2 and 1/4. Okay, no, don't worry. That's something that we're gonna cover in another video. Okay, how to convert decimals into fractions. Okay, but I just want to show you that our method for multiplying 1 and 1 half by 1 and 1 half, it's going to equal 2 and 1/4. Okay, when we solve it, we're going to see it's equal to 2 and 1/4. The reason why I say 1 and 1 half, if you know anything about fractions, or 1 half is the same thing as 0.5. So you see here that this is actually 1 plus 0.5, and it'd be actually 1.5. That's why I said if you get a calculator, this problem here is just the same thing as 1.5 times 1.5. But anyway, let's solve it the correct way. So we go back and look at 1 and 1 half times 1 and 1 half. How do we solve this? So a lot of people, what they would do, I want to show you the wrong way. This is the absolute wrong way. A lot of people, what they do is they say 1 times 1 equals 1. And then they carry on with multiplying this numerator by this numerator, which would be 1 times 1. And then this denominator by this denominator, which is 2 times 2. And if we continue along this methodology, the answer would be 1 and 1/4. I want to tell you this way is absolutely wrong. Okay, this is the wrong method. The correct method of solving it now, if you look at 1 and 1 half times 1 and 1 half, the first thing you need to do is you need to convert mixed fractions to improper fraction. Okay, so in this instance, we're going to look at the first mixed fraction. We're going to do it separately, even though it should give us the same result. We're going to do it separately, okay? So that first 1 and 1 half, if we can now convert it to a mixed fraction, we say, first of all, this 2 multiplied by this 1, Okay, so it should be 2 times 1, and then plus this one. Okay, so so I'm careful to point it out now, because whatever number we have in those spots, you need to keep it consistent. Okay, if that number was just putting out a different example, if that number is 2 3/4, how do we convert it to an improper fraction? We say this 4 times this 2 plus this 3. And of course, that would work out to be 8 plus 3 and be 11. So this would then turn out to be, the fraction would then turn out to be 11, and then over the denominator. The denominator carries over. Okay, that's the procedure for doing it. So let's continue on with this side now. So what we want to say is now 2 plus 1, and then the answer is 3. So now this fraction now becomes 3 over 2, because we keep the 2 in the denominator. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's just do another example problem. Okay, so if we're converting, once again, if we're converting mixed fraction, 2 and 3 over 4. Okay, we're saying this 4 multiplied by this 2, and then add that 3. And then that would turn out to be 8 plus 3, which is equal to 11. So then what does that mean? It now means that the improper fraction would then be the 11 that we just found over the 4, which is the denominator, which we have to bring down every time. Okay, let's do another one. If we have 3 and 2 over 5, let's say 5. Okay, to turn this into an improper fraction, you have to say this 5 multiplied by this 3 and then plus that 2. And then if you continue to solve it out, it'll be 5 times 3 is 15 plus the 2, and then 15 plus 2 is 17. So now the improper fraction now would turn out to be 17, which is the 17 here, divided by the 5 here. Okay, that's about 3 or 4 different examples of me showing you how to convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. Let's go back to our original problem now. Our original problem was 1/2 times 1 and 1/2. And if you recall, when we did it on the calculator, we found out that 1.5 times 1.5 is 2.25, and so the answer should be 2 1/4. Okay, so let's convert now this one to an improper fraction. We said 2 times this one plus this one, and that's all over our denominator here, if you recall. Okay, and that's 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so it'll be 3 over 2. And that's for this fraction here. And if we solve for this one, well, since it's the same thing, we're just going to do It's basically the same value. So now you see the answer is we're going to multiply all of the numerators together. 3 times 3, and then multiply all of the denominators together, and you find out that the answer is 9/4. So if you go ahead and put back in your calculator now, if you put your calculator 9 divided by 4, you'll see that the answer is 2 1/4. Of course, now we would now be tasked of now converting this improper fraction to a mixed number, and we're going to do that in another video. Okay, so converting mixed number into improper fraction. Let's do one more example of multiplying a mixed number. So when we see a mixed number now, let's say 2 3/4 plus 1 1/2. So let's convert to mix. So it should be a multiply, not an add. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you now multiply a mixed number by a mixed number? So all the mixed numbers now we have to convert into an improper fraction. Okay. So let's convert this one first. We say this 4 multiplied by this 2. Then we add this number. And that's all over our denominator of 4. Okay, so if we work it out, we see that this number turns out to be 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 divided by 4, and that's 11/4. And now if we convert this number into an improper fraction, you see that it is this 2, let's get a different color. It says this 2 multiplied by this 1 plus this 1 all over the denominator of 2. And so if you solve it, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 divided by 2. And 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3/2. So now the problem, now that we have converted all of our improper fractions together, our problem now looks like 11/4 multiplied by 3/2. And we already know how to multiply improper fractions. So all we're doing here now is multiplying all the numerators together and multiplying all of the denominators together. And when we do that, 11 times 3 is 33. 4 times 2 is 8. So the answer in an improper fraction form is 33/8. Remember, guys, that in another video, I hope or will explain how to convert improper fractions to a mixed number. There you have it, guys. So you've made it to the end of the video. Good deal. I really hope that you understood what was reviewed today. Like I said earlier on in the video, I really think it's a good idea that you go back and try to solve the example problems on your own. That way you can prove to yourself, and you can help assure that you actually understand the problems. Well, until next time, with another tutoring session, another math tutoring session with Mike. See you guys.